And once again, we have the privilege to have Ms. Sylvia Lemus from the County of Sonoma. Thank you for taking the time. I know that, again, there's so many things that you are taking care of out there in the community, but thank you for taking the time and bringing us the latest information about COVID, but also the flu. The number of cases of the flu nationwide it has increased compared to last year and the year before. What can you tell us? Let's start with COVID. What information do you have for us?
Yes, thank you so much, Rafael, for inviting me. I do want to share information on our current COVID and flu information and anything else that I have that might help the community. So right now for this week, our cases are increasing, both COVID and flu. We currently have 12 COVID cases per 100,000 residents, which that is the highest since September 4th. We were starting to go down and now it's peaking again. We don't know if it's because of Thanksgiving, and we knew we were expecting some type of a surge and we didn't know. But right now we have 12 cases per 100,000 residents. And also our positivity is going up. We're down to like 4 or 5% test positivity. Right now it's at 9.6% positivity. And we don't know if it's going to rise again because we know there's a lot of gatherings around the holidays, but it is surging and it's really creeping up. So we want to be wary about these numbers. Our hospitalizations, Rafael, right now are also high. This week, we're reporting 41 hospitalized for COVID and 62 are hospitalized for flu. And something new that just occurred is now we have 2 individuals here in Sonoma County that have been hospitalized for a combination of both COVID and the flu. So it is possible to get sick with both COVID and the flu. And we have 2 individuals now that have that situation and are hospitalized. Our ICU also has 4 COVID patients and 5 in ICU for flu. And one thing I want to note is that these are all adults because we don't have a pediatric hospital. So while there are pediatric patients, and when we find them, we send them to children's hospitals in the Bay Area because we don't have pediatric hospitals here in Sonoma County. So that's kind of like our cases. And I do want to share a little bit about the vaccines and testing. But one other thing too is one thing that really shows us too is we don't know if those numbers are exactly correct because we also, there's a water surveillance system through publichealthverily.com, and Santa Rosa and Petaluma are currently participating. So that gives us a clue of where our numbers really stand. And we've shown really sharp increases in both COVID and the flu since we started the surveillance in August. So that just shows that the numbers are high. And it doesn't really give us a number other than how much copies of flu traces are in the wastewater. So that's a really good a tool to use, publichealthverily.com. And so that's what we know right now about COVID, that it's high, it's peaking. And so we need to be careful in the community and get boosted and vaccinated and everything we do to protect ourselves. And I can share a little bit about that, but I don't know if you wanted to share something first.
Yeah, the only thing that I want to remind the community again, and I know you're going to talk about testing and vaccinations and all this stuff, but a reminder, if you are planning to visit family members or friends this upcoming holidays, please test yourself for COVID before you make the trip, because you may not be showing any symptoms and you don't want to share that with other individuals. And again, there's a lot of people who are compromised, and you also don't want to get them sick. So please get tested before you visit and after you visit, and for your own health and theirs. Sometimes it's better to not visit at this moment just to keep everyone safe. Please.
Yes, thank you. And for the vaccines, right now, the bivalent booster in Sonoma County, the uptake in Sonoma County is 24.5%. So we still have a ways to go, but it's still higher than the state average. The state average of the bivalent uptake is at 18.3% for eligible residents. So we are a lot higher. Some of the things that we're doing right now is we're working in partnership with some other groups. We have an event this Saturday for people that want to get the vaccination. It's a mitote at the Mitote Food Park on Saturday, December 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We will have vaccinations there with our partners for all eligible people that are 6 months old and older, first, second, and also the boosters. And anyone that receives a vaccination at that event will get a free gift card sponsored by the Sonoma County Family YMCA and a food truck voucher for use at the Mitote Food Park. There is a limited supply. So if people haven't received their boosters or the first or second vaccine, they can go there and get it, and they'll be able to get a gift certificate, a gift card, and also a food, like a food voucher to use their mitote. Also, the Sonoma County firefighters are also collecting toys for their Toys for Kids toy drive, and that's happening from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Mitote Food Park on Saturday as well. So the public's encouraged to bring a wrap toy. And for more information, people can call the county at 707-565-4667. So that's happening this Saturday. The vaccines from 9 to 4, and the toy drive from 11 to 3. And also, we're still doing vaccines, boosters, flu shots, and testing. It's still available at the Rosen Community Center, which at first we thought it was going to close December 31st, but we just learned that it may be open through June 2023. We still need to get more people going to those test sites so they can continue to keep them open. But for now, they're working on keeping it open through June 2023. So it will not be closing on December 31st as previously planned. Some additional information too is that LHI, the vaccine and testing provider, is now offering flu tests as well as the COVID testing. So the appointment is not needed, but you can still go online and make an appointment. And again, to be able to make an appointment, you can go to socoemergency.org/test. And then you can make an appointment, or you can just go to an LHI location. And also, if you have, you can go in for COVID testing, but if you have symptoms that might be flu related, you can also ask to be tested for flu as well.
Good. Again, the community, there's so many resources out there. We just need to take advantage of those resources because we don't want to get other community members sick. And again, we've seen that increase in the cases of the flu, not just COVID, but in the case of the flu. And so the community is invited to just take care of their health, bring the whole family. And again, if you need the details for the event on Saturday, you can go to my Facebook page, DACA Sonoma County, or my Instagram, Líderes del Futuro. I just posted that information about an hour.
Great, thank you. So remember to go to socoemergency.org for information, or you can also call in English or Spanish to 707-565-4667. And Rafael, I wanted to share a little bit about weather updates and some warming centers, if I could.
Definitely, our community is suffering. We are having all these freeze warnings on a regular basis. The more information our community has to share with others, the better.
Yes. So for the weather, we are expecting this Friday into Saturday potential heavy rainfall and some gusty winds, enough so that the National Weather Service issued a wind advisory that's in effect, with strongest winds expected to reach 35 to 45 miles per hour in the highest elevations, mountains, and also on the coast. The cold temperatures are also continuing. We're just encouraging residents to limit their time outdoors because it can lead to serious conditions like hypothermia and frostbite. It can develop with prolonged cold weather exposure. So for information on how to prepare for extreme cold weather, we have a list of information and winter shelters at socoemergency.org. There's a button there for extreme cold, and then there's a lot of information and resources. Let's see. I also want to share some of the warming centers. There are some warming centers in the community, and a lot of the cities and locations are also putting out, so it's good more information. But right now, what we know is that there are some warming centers with spaces available on a first come, first served basis, and some of these service shelters as well. For example, the West County Community Service is operating one at the Guerneville Veterans Center, and that's on First Street in Guerneville. And this is a year-round shelter, but staff can expand the capacity on a limited basis during cold nights, so they try to expand it to fit more people. And to contact that program at 707-823-1640. And again, that's at Guerneville Warming Center at Guerneville Veterans Building, operated by the West County Community Services. Let's see. And then also in Healdsburg, we have St. Paul's Episcopal Church on Matheson Street has a Reach for Home program. And it's a short-term cold weather shelter. And it's open this week from Tuesday, December 6th through Sunday, December 11th. And they have dinner available from 6 to 7. The doors close at 9 o'clock, and the checkout time is 7 a.m. in the morning. And that place is for adults and families as well. Again, the number to reach them is 707-433-6161. In Petaluma, we have the Cots Mary Isaac Center. It's a year-round shelter on Hopper Street. And normally they have 80 beds that are typically full, but the staff really try to expand the space to the extent that they can during the cold nights. During this December, they've also added additional space to their dining room. And here's a few of the details. They opened it this Tuesday, December 6th through Saturday, December 10th. And they have overnight places to sleep from 5 p.m. to 8 in the morning. And they also serve dinner and breakfast at that location in Petaluma. In Santa Rosa, there's a Sam Jones Hall, which is also a year-round shelter on Finley Avenue in Santa Rosa. They have 213 beds, which are typically full, but they try to provide capacity information. You can also call that number. Their phone number is 707-308-4692. You can call for capacity information. The site, the Sam Jones Hall, is only for adults, and they normally operate 24/7 operation there. And you can also call again the 707-308-4692 to see if there's space. But these are some of the warming centers. Like I said, some of the cities and other agencies put out more information as things change and as kind of they're able to coordinate more.
Definitely. Again, the more that we can share this information with the community, we know that there are families out there that at no fault of their own, just the fact that everything is so expensive in Sonoma County, they have lost their homes, they no longer have a place to be, and sometimes they have babies and children, and everybody's just trying their best to survive by sleeping in their vehicles. It's important that we keep this in mind. It's also important that you keep in mind how to keep these individuals warm. So look for opportunities where you can donate, coats and blankets and other items that may be useful specifically for these community members. Do you have anything else for us?
The only thing I wanted to share is that because we are seeing high numbers of COVID and flu, and our hospitals are getting full, and people really are getting sick. I mean, I know a lot of families are sick right now, cousins and family. And I just wanted to share that even though there's not a facial mask, like a mask mandate right now, or a health order, that people should still, we still strongly recommend it, and people should still consider wearing a mask when they're in stores or any kind of public places inside with other people. And even their children are in schools. There's not a mask mandate in schools either, but we just really encourage families to do what's best for their families to keep them safe, because COVID and the flu is up. And like I said, the hospitals and ICU right now are full with both COVID and flu. So we want to just make sure people continue to do everything they can to be safe.
Again, vaccinate, wear your mask, wash your hands on a regular basis, and then keep your distance from other individuals. Once again, that means if you're going to visit somewhere else, another family or friends for the holiday, that's wonderful, but at least get tested for COVID ahead of time and then get tested after, a few days after, to confirm that you don't have the virus. And with that, we want to thank you for always taking the time. We've been doing this with you for about a year and a half. And so we want to thank you for taking the time and being here with us, Ms. Sylvia Lemus, and I look forward to our future collaboration.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you, Rafael. Talk to you
Take
soon.
care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.